This is Max and Mia podcast.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Max and Mia podcast.
Hello everyone. We're really happy you're here with us today, wherever you're listening from.
Maybe you're on your way to work right now, or maybe you're doing some chores around the house.
Could be you're out for a walk too. Or honestly, you might already be in bed, about to fall asleep.
Actually, some of you have told us that you always put on our podcast right before bed, which we think is pretty cool.
It really is. Wherever you are, thanks for spending this time with us.
Now that you mention bed, my neighbor didn't let me sleep at all last night.
Wait, why not?
He had some friends over and they were blasting music until like 3 a.m.
Oh no, how did that make you feel?
Honestly, pretty frustrated. I just kept lying there, getting more and more annoyed.
I get that. And that's actually a perfect way into today's topic.
Exactly. Today we're talking about feelings, how to really express what's going on inside us.
Because let's be real, we've all overused I'm fine or I'm good way too many times.
Right? So we'll go beyond that and give you some natural ways to describe what you're feeling.
And along the way, we'll touch on a bit of everything, from the second conditional to some expressions you probably haven't used much before.
This episode is great for intermediate learners, but if you're a beginner, don't worry at all.
We designed these episodes so you can follow along through context, even if you don't catch every single word.
So if that's you, stick around. You'll probably understand more than you think.
And last thing, if you're enjoying this episode, give us a like. It really helps more people discover the podcast.
Ready?
Let's go. So, going back to your neighbor for a second.
Oh no, please don't bring that up again.
I have to. It's actually the perfect example for what we want to talk about today.
Fine. What do you mean?
Well, I bet some of you listening were thinking something like, if my neighbor didn't let me sleep, I'd feel very angry.
Oh, that's a good one, actually.
Right? And that little sentence has a structure you really want to remember.
It's called the second conditional, and it's super useful.
We use it to imagine situations that aren't real or that probably won't happen. At least, not right now.
So it's like, if this happened, then this other thing would happen, even if it's not actually true.
Exactly. Take my example. My neighbor isn't keeping me up right now. I'm just imagining it.
And notice how it's built. We've got if plus the past form, didn't let, and then I'd, which is short for I would, plus the feeling.
That little contraction makes it sound so much more natural, too.
Yeah, you'll hear native speakers use this all the time when they're talking about feelings, decisions, pretty much anything hypothetical.
Okay, so here's what we want from you. We want to hear your version.
Think about it. If your neighbor didn't let you sleep, how would you feel?
Try filling in the blank with a feeling that isn't angry, since we already used that one.
Something like, if my neighbor didn't let me sleep, I'd feel very... Your feeling. Then, tell us why.
Leave your answer down in the comments. We'd love to read them.
Go ahead, Mia. Give them an example so they know what we mean.
Sure, it could be something like, if my neighbor didn't let me sleep, I'd feel very exhausted because I have an early class the next morning and I really need my rest.
That was a great example. Okay, so sticking with feelings for a second. Mia, what's a regular weekday like for you?
Oh, weekdays. Honestly, by Wednesday, I'm usually running on empty.
Running on empty. I love that one. So you're pretty worn out by midweek?
Completely. Between work and trying to keep up with everything else, I just feel drained most days. By the time I get home, I barely have the energy to do anything besides eat and crash on the couch.
I know that feeling all too well. What about mornings, though? Are you a morning person at all?
Not even a little. I hit snooze like 3 times, rush to get ready, and somehow I still end up running late.
That sounds stressful just hearing it.
It is. And once I get to work, it just keeps piling up from there. Meetings, emails, deadlines, you name it.
For me, it's different, though. I actually feel pretty energized during the week.
Really? How come?
I don't know. I think I just thrive on routine. I wake up, I know exactly what I have to do, and somehow that keeps me motivated. I actually look forward to getting started most days.
That's funny because for me it's the opposite. The routine is exactly what wears me out. Doing the same thing over and over just drags on after a while.
I guess that makes sense. Some people need that structure and others feel kind of trapped by it.
Exactly. And that's the thing, weekdays really aren't the same for everyone.
Not at all. For some people, they're exhausting because work piles up or because they barely get any time to themselves.
Right, and they end up feeling overwhelmed or even a bit on edge by the end of the day. Some people even feel kind of stuck in that cycle, going through the motions without really noticing how they feel.
While for others, like me apparently, weekdays feel productive. They feel motivated, maybe even in their element. There's something satisfying about checking things off a list.
I guess it just goes to show feelings aren't one size fits all. What drains one person might actually fuel someone else.
That's a good point, actually. So here's a little something for you listening right now. You don't have to comment anything this time.
Just think about it for a second. How would you usually describe your weekdays?
Mentally finish this sentence. During my weekdays, I usually feel...
And take a moment. No need to say it out loud or write it down. Just notice what comes to mind.
It's actually a pretty good way to check in with yourself, especially if you've been running on autopilot lately.
It really is. Anyway, weekdays are one thing, but I feel like weekends are a whole different story.
Oh, completely different story. Let's get into that next.
Okay, so weekends, actually it's pouring outside right now while we're recording this.
Oh, really? See, that's exactly the kind of thing that can set the tone for someone's whole day.
Totally. Rain has this effect on me. It makes me feel kind of cozy, but also a little sluggish, like I just want to curl up and do nothing.
Funny, because rain has the opposite effect on me. It actually puts me in a good mood. There's something calming about the sound of it.
See, even the same thing like the weather can stir up completely different feelings depending on the person.
Exactly. It's not just about what happens, it's about how each of us reacts to it.
That's actually a good way to think about weekends in general, too.
True. For me, weekends feel like a breath of fresh air. No alarms, no rushing out the door. I can just take things at my own pace.
I love that. A breath of fresh air. For me, though, weekends can go either way depending on what I've got planned.
What do you mean?
Well, if I've got plans to see friends or go somewhere new, I feel pretty upbeat, almost giddy, honestly. But if the weekend's empty and I'm just stuck at home, I start feeling a bit restless, maybe even a little down.
That makes sense. So it's less about the day itself and more about what fills it.
Exactly, and I think that's true for a lot of people. Some folks live for the weekend, they feel free, recharged, like they finally get to breathe.
While others dread it a little. especially if they're not used to having so much unstructured time. It can feel disorienting, almost like they don't know what to do with themselves.
That's so true. There's no one way to feel about it.
Right? So this time, instead of just thinking about it in general, we want you to picture something specific.
Think of a moment from last weekend. Maybe something small, like waking up without an alarm or stepping outside and feeling the weather on your skin.
And ask yourself, what was running through your mind in that exact moment? What were you feeling?
No need to answer out loud. Just sit with it for a second.
All right, Mia, before we move on, I think there's something else we haven't touched on yet.
Oh, you mean special days?
Exactly. Those days that aren't quite weekdays or weekends, but still carry their own kind of weight.
Let's get into that.
So, building on that, not every day feels like a regular weekday or weekend, right?
Exactly. Some days just carry more weight than others.
Like, what kind of days are we talking about?
Things like graduations, weddings, maybe the day you started a new job, or even harder days, like saying goodbye to someone.
Those moments really stick with you.
They do. Actually, I still remember my graduation day really clearly. I felt this huge wave of relief, mixed with pride, like all those years of hard work had finally paid off.
That's such a specific feeling, relief and pride at the same time.
Right, it wasn't just one emotion, it was layered.
I get that. For me, the day I left my country was completely different. I felt torn, honestly. Part of me was excited for what was coming, but another part felt this deep sadness, like I was leaving a piece of myself behind.
That sounds heavy.
It was. But looking back now, I think that mix of feelings made the moment more meaningful somehow.
That makes sense. And it's not just about the past either. Think about something like a wedding day.
Oh, definitely. People usually feel nervous leading up to it, maybe even a bit anxious. But once the day actually arrives, that nervousness tends to turn into pure joy.
Or imagine someone's first day at a new job. They might feel a little out of their depth at first, unsure of themselves, but excited at the same time because of everything that could come next.
It's interesting. These milestone days almost always bring more than one feeling at once.
Definitely, and honestly, that's kind of beautiful in its own way. Life isn't simple, so our feelings about it shouldn't be either.
Well said. All right, speaking of feelings in real life,
We've actually got something special for you next.
we're going to play a short clip of two friends having a totally natural conversation about this exact topic.
So you can hear how all of this sounds outside of a scripted podcast, in a real, everyday kind of exchange.
Let's listen in.
Hey, Frank, you look exhausted. Everything okay?
Is it that obvious?
A little, yeah. What's going on?
Honestly, it's been one of those weeks. Work's been absolutely crazy, and on top of that, my car broke down yesterday.
Oh no, seriously? What happened?
I have no idea. It just stopped in the middle of the road. I had to call someone to tow it. I felt so helpless just standing there.
Oh, that's the worst feeling. Like everything's out of your hands.
Exactly. And I had to leave it at the shop, so now I'm getting around on the bus, which honestly just adds more stress to the whole thing.
I get it. How are you feeling about all of it, though?
I don't know. Kind of overwhelmed, I guess. Like everything's piling up at once, and I can't quite catch my breath.
That makes sense. I've been there before. There are weeks where it feels like the universe is just testing you.
Yeah, that's exactly what it feels like. What about you, though? How's your week been?
Actually, pretty good. I found out yesterday that I got into that course I applied for.
Wait, really? Susan, that's amazing.
I know. I was so nervous waiting to hear back, and when the email came, I think I read it like 5 times before it actually sank in.
That's so you. How did you feel when it finally hit you?
Honestly, relieved more than anything. Like this huge weight I'd been carrying just lifted off my shoulders, and then this wave of pride came afterward.
You deserve it, though. You worked really hard for that.
Honestly, I almost didn't apply. I kept telling myself I wasn't ready, that maybe next year would be better.
I'm glad you didn't listen to that voice. You'd have regretted it.
I know, right? It's funny how fear can talk you out of things if you let it.
That's so true. I do that too sometimes. I overthink things until I talk myself right out of them.
Well, I'm glad I didn't let that happen this time. I just went for it, and here we are.
Look how that turned out. I'm really proud of you, genuinely.
Thanks, Frank. That means a lot, actually.
Of course. See, now I feel a little better just hearing some good news for once.
Glad I could help. But seriously, about the car, is it going to be expensive?
Probably. I haven't gotten the full quote yet, and honestly, I'm dreading it.
Try not to stress too much before you even know. It might not be as bad as you think.
Yeah, you're probably right. I tend to spiral a bit when things go wrong.
I noticed. But hey, at least the weekend's coming up. You can decompress a little.
True. I really need that right now.
Maybe we should grab coffee, get your mind off everything for a bit.
I'd actually love that. There's something about just sitting down and talking that makes everything feel more manageable.
That's what I'm here for.
Thanks, Susan. Honestly, just getting this off my chest already makes me feel lighter.
See, that's the thing about feelings. Sometimes you just need to say them out loud instead of keeping them all bottled up.
Yeah, you're right. Anyway, enough about my car drama. I'm really happy for you, genuinely.
Thank you. Okay, coffee on Saturday then?
Sounds perfect. Talking to you always puts things into perspective.
Same goes for me, trust me.
Okay, I really enjoyed listening to Susan and Frank just now.
Right? It felt so real. That's exactly the kind of conversation people actually have.
And you could hear how naturally they talked about their feelings. No fancy words, just real expressions.
Exactly. And that's kind of the whole point of today's episode.
Right. It wasn't about memorizing fancy vocabulary. It was about actually being able to say what's going on inside you.
Which is actually a great way to wrap up today's episode.
Definitely. So before we go, let's quickly look back at a couple of the phrases we used today.
And don't worry, you don't need to remember every single one. If you walk away with just 2 of them, that's already a win.
One I really liked was running on empty. We use that to describe feeling completely drained, like you've got nothing left to give.
I'm partial to a breath of fresh air myself. That one's perfect for something that feels relieving or like a nice change of pace.
And let's not forget check in with yourself, which is just a nice way of saying pay attention to how you're actually doing.
We also had wears me out, which is great for describing something that drains your energy little by little.
Oh, and getting something off your chest, too. That's such a useful one, especially when you finally tell someone what's been bothering you.
Right? Like Frank did with Susan. He felt lighter just by saying it out loud.
That's such a good example, actually, because it shows these phrases aren't just words. They're tools you can actually use in real conversations.
Exactly. And of course, we can't forget the second conditional either.
Right, remember, if this happened, then this would happen. It's perfect for imagining situations that aren't real or that we're just picturing in our heads.
Like our neighbor example from earlier. If my neighbor didn't let me sleep, I'd feel very frustrated.
Exactly. Try using that structure this week, even just once, and see how it feels.
Those are just a few examples, but even picking up 1 or 2 of them and using them this week would already be great progress.
And more than anything, we hope today showed you there's so much more out there than just I'm fine or I'm good.
Exactly. Those phrases get the job done, but they don't really say much, do they?
Not at all. Today we saw there are tons of ways to express what's actually going on inside, whether that's feeling overwhelmed, upbeat, drained, or even torn between two emotions at once.
And using those words is going to take your English to a whole new level, trust us.
So next time someone asks how you're doing, try going a little deeper than the usual answer.
Even just one new word can completely change how a conversation feels.
Totally agree. All right, that's it for today's episode.
Before we wrap up completely, we just want to say thank you for spending this time with us.
Whether you understood every single word or just followed along with the general idea, you're already making progress. And that matters.
It really does. Learning a language isn't about being perfect. It's about showing up, little by little.
Couldn't have said it better myself. So, if you enjoyed today's episode, leave us a like. It really helps.
And if you know someone learning English too, share this episode with them, a friend, a classmate, or a family member.
It would mean a lot to us, and honestly, it might be exactly what they need to hear today.
Couldn't agree more. All right, everyone. Thanks so much for listening.
We hope you go into the rest of your day feeling a little more in tune with how you actually feel.
We'll see you next time. Take care.
Bye, everyone. To keep taking your English to the next level, click on the next video or explore the others we've made for you.